It is I, the will of the Force, watcher of a galaxy filled with intrigue and adventure, stories of the Jedi and the Sith. But there is a place in this galaxy, a world between worlds, the veil of the Force, where worlds diverge from our reality by chance in happenstance or fate. I am here again to tell of such a world where the question is answered. What if Paul Anthony had quit the escape pod? Cast.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a former EA game changer. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. But with both having decades of hosting experience under their belt, the one thing we are sure of is you will be entertained. This is the Escape Pod Cast, a weekly look into the mobile game Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the Nerdy Network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Thaddeus Broderick.
Coming up on this week's episode of the Escape Pod Cast.
It's a nice, quiet week in the Galaxy of Heroes.
Yes, Thaddeus, just GAC to concentrate on with no other real distractions.
But that won't stop us from speculating here at TEPcon Central.
Oh, no, it won't. Especially after the data mine rustled up a couple of interesting points for us to discuss.
Paul gives us his usual storytime antics.
Isn't he away at some concert tonight, Thad?
Yes, he is, Nev. So we can get away with talking smack about him.
Well, we might have to do that quite a bit since we have a lull in the game.
We can talk about my ineptitude at GAC if you like.
We do that all the time, Thad. You've earned a break this week.
This week's incoming transmission is from the battalion. It's time to howl at the moon and swear in Greek as we talk to the wolf.
And to round out the show this week, we get jiggy with Jigabachi as per usual.
I do wonder what is on Jiggy's mind this week.
Along with Patreon's Choice and this month's Dickie and the Noob, if you haven't already heard it.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens on Friday.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my bald-headed buddy, Thaddeus. Thaddeus, how you doing, mate?
I'm wonderful. I'm doing excellent. How are you, Nev?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm enjoying the quiet, to be perfectly honest with you. There's no more conquest to worry about. There's no more lights. I mean, yeah, all right, fine. You know, it's not completely quiet. Obviously, there are other things going on in the game, whether it's territory battles or territory wars. But that's just kind of like the usual going through the motions stuff. It's not exactly, lots and lots and lots of stuff piling on top. So, great end to the week with the Rebels on challenges, because it's like one of the easiest. You throw CLS in, you go wham bam, thank you ma'am, and then you do the whole thing again without C3PO in, and you get your max. So yeah, I must admit I've been enjoying the quiet week. What about you?
I too have enjoyed it. It's been I gotta say it hasn't been super quiet for me. There's been some frustration, some anger, some animosity, but we'll get to that when we talk about GAC. But otherwise, I'm happy, man. Like, I'm having a good time. My farms are all going really well. I'm one relic away from a relic 7C, which I'm happy about. I'm halfway there in the farm. I'll most likely get him to 7 by Sunday, and so like I'm happy.
How many GLs does that put you at?
4. and I'm still really low in my division.
What remind me again? What division?
in
You're in
Kyber-
2, aren't you? Kyber 2.
I'm in Kyber 2, and one day you and I will probably meet.
No, my alt is in Kyber 2.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's one day.
It's
he and I will
very
probably-
it's definitely possible. I mean, I only have 3 GLs, but I really wouldn't be overly concerned being 1 GL down to you. No,
I wouldn't.
I'm not that concerned. We're not going to face each other this month.
No.
I did recently acquire my executor on that account, which is really nice. Only 6 stars. Nice. I was a little bit gutted. I just wasn't able to save up the full 25k in crystals to get the 6.
Oh yeah.
Get the 7. But the way I see it is, I've got a functioning executor at 6 stars. You know, it's not like I've got the extra 2 bounty hunters to go on it anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't really matter. But the way I see it is, you know, I will have the remaining, you know, I'll have that 10k saved up by the time the event comes around next month. So I'll be able to bump it, you know, so I've only got to do 1 GAC, 1 month of GAC with a 6 star. But to be put, I was not happy. I thought I'd done enough to get the win on my alt account in round 1. My opponent tied with me and then beat me on GP.
Oh.
So I've tied twice. I have tied twice now. Because I tied on my main and lost that on GP, and now I've tied on my alt and I lost that. So yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed.
I'm telling you, this is why having a fluffy bottom is so exceptional.
Well, don't get me. Hey, no, but bloat is so necessary now. It really is. Bloat is necessary, especially if you're in Kyber. If you're in Kyber. I mean, I keep seeing people put their bloat on defense, and I'm like, don't put your bloat on defense. Save your bloat.
I know better than that.
I mean, I've lost count now. The amount of times that, you know, I've had some bad RNG and I've been stuck with a GG, right? Just a Relic 7 GG on his own, and I'm thinking, but if you've got 7-star Gear 11 Ewoks, it's like, oh, just throw them in and hit the auto, because you know they're going to win. You know. Yeah. So yeah, bloat is so important. Maybe not necessarily for the lower leagues, but for Kyber, you know, you need that bloat.
Sure, yeah.
And I was one of the first people when they brought out the rules for the new GAC. I was one of the first people to be like, right, okay, I'm going to apply the Zetas, and I'm going to start. You don't have to care about bloat anymore. You don't have to watch, you know, every little piece of GP. It's just you just don't have to worry about it as much. So,
and as someone who's never cared about that ever,
yeah,
I've always put bloat. I've always been like, I'm gonna level them up because why the hell not? Why wouldn't I? And then there were always good reasons not to do it, but I didn't listen to those good reasons. I never do listen to good reason, and so I was like, I'm gonna do me, and now it's benefit. It's worked out for me.
So how's your? So how did you how did you do in that first month?
Not well at all.
Did you at least hit the average? Did you at least hit 6.6?
No.
So what was it then?
No.
5.7?
I want to say it was like 3.18 or whatever.
You can't do 3.18.
I'm pretty sure you can.
There was 12 rounds. There was 12 rounds.
3.9. I'm pretty sure 1 and 3 each, or 1 and 2 each time.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up the table because obviously I do GA Center, so I'm gonna bring up the table and we're gonna see what you did. So
I did terribly. That's the
going there. Oh yeah, you went 4 and 8.
Yeah,
you went
4 and 8. That's
4
close
and 8.
enough.
So you scored negative 146 skill rating points. So that's
I have.
good.
I've dropped drastically over the last 30 days. So let me tell you, I started December 23rd, looking at it now, 3,564 was my skill rating. As of January 20th, 3,351. It's my skill rating does this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I like it because it's pretty to look at. Right.
Yeah, it may be pretty to look at, but you're just gonna have to you're gonna have to pull yourself out of it.
Hey, but look at the.
Sorry,
think
go
of this
ahead.
though, Paul or Dev.
Paul,
my current
who's Paul? Don't talk about him.
No,
Don't
he left
talk
us. He
about
left us.
him. He abandoned me.
I know.
Many moons ago. Don't bring.
I know.
It's like taking the Lord's name in vain.
I apologize. My arena rank 66. What? Yeah. I've neither improved or gotten worse in arena.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, if you want to drop, you've got to put absolute trash in. If you want to drop in squad arena so that you can do some theory crafting, because that's what I did. I put when I got when I picked up as everybody knows, I rolled a 7-star Mara J, took it to Relic 5. So I wanted to test that against a bunch of other teams. So I put absolute trash in and then watched myself drop to between 200 and 300 so that I could test her against, some lesser teams. Because I'd already tested her against Ray and I'd already tested her against JML. And I was like, well, I want to test her against like Jedi and Rebels and Pad, and I wanted to test her. So yeah, just put trash in. And then it's gone. It goes down. But I will say this: there is a new tool in town. So for everybody out there watching, everybody out there listening, what you want to do is you want to get your butts over to SWGOH.GG. They have a new beta over there. When you click on your profile and you scroll down to look at like your GAC history, right underneath GAC history, it now says GAC bracket. So what SWGOH.GG is actually doing is telling you everybody that's in your bracket. You click on that and it will show you all of the 8 people, including your accounts. It'll give you what the relic levels are and you can expand on it. It'll do the mod speeds. It'll expand on those GLs, ships, abilities. It will show, it tells you how many nom-noms your opponent's got.
Love those nom-noms.
So all those lovely nom-noms. So I would highly recommend that for anybody that just wants a quick glance at who is in your group, without having to use the DSR bot on Discord or without having to go to HotUtils. It's something quick and easy. So if you're on the go, if you're on the move, and you've got your mobile phone, you can bring it up on your mobile phone, because I would not advise trying to do anything on HotUtils. Using a browser on your phone, you're pinching out constantly, so that you can constantly pinching out to try and zoom into something. It's just it's not pleasant. It's not fun. But this one, quick glance, and it does say there's lots more to come. So I'll be very, very interested to see what they do moving forward, because I'm a big advocate for SWGOH.GG. They are
I love them.
Yep, they're the sponsors for GA Center. They give us all of the stats for GA Center, which is one of the more awesomer things that they do. And I'm not going to complain with that. So I am not going to complain about that at all. So what else have you been up to this week?
Oh, let's see.
Because obviously we've only had round 1 this week so far.
I
mean, obviously there are plenty of putting aside the fact that obviously there's a bunch of people out there right now doing their round 2s. Obviously, you're not going to be doing your round 2 until tomorrow, are you?
No. So I actually spent a little bit of time in the SWGOH events lobby today in the Discord channel, and one of the devs stopped by. SB Crump, no, not SB Crump. Doja Fett stopped by. took a bunch of questions. It was an interesting conversation. He didn't drop anything, didn't tell us anything, didn't break any news. He was given a little bit of crap because they were like, where's Hondo? When is Hondo coming? I'm like, look, man, if anyone likes Hondo, it's Doja. I mean, Doja and Crumb both are like, I think, pushing for Hondo to come into the game, but that's not them. I mean, that's not something that they can officially do, right? It's not up to them. So, but it was interesting that a lot of people just asked a bunch of random questions, and I think it was a good conversation. Hondo, he needs to come to the game, right? And
he's not going to come to the game, right?
You don't think so?
No. You see, Hondo, Hondo is like, Crumb and Crumb and Doja are going to be with like Paul wanting Hondo, like they are with Rambam wanting Mace Windu. It's never going to happen.
Okay.
Never going to happen.
Here's the thing. Just like Mace doesn't have an Omicron yet, right? Because he's gonna get one. He will get one.
You think he's gonna get a nom nom, do you?
Oh, he absolutely will. They're all gonna get one eventually, right? There's no way that Mace goes through and doesn't get a nom nom, right? I will say I'm starting to hope, and this is with everything that's coming out with and no spoilers here from episode 4 of the Book of Boba. I'm starting to think that we're officially gonna get GL Boba. Right?
It's never gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
I don't know. I'm thinking that it could.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think that we'll get some. I do think that we're going to get some characters in the game from the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, that is just inevitable. That is 100% inevitable. I mean, there's a big black Wookiee that's probably going to be coming.
Black croissant.
Oh God, there's the Power Rangers are probably going to come to the game.
Yes, they probably will.
I mean, here's the thing, right? We know that from the data mine that obviously the wonderful peeps over at SWGOH Events did their data mining recently, and we do know that there are 3 character bundles.
Indeed.
Coming to the game. I mean, it could just be that, it's 3 just 3 random character bundles for characters that are already in the game. It could be
Very
that
possible.
simple.
Very possible.
But when you look at the recent characters that we've had, 3 doesn't make much sense because we had 4 legends. 4, not 3. We had 4. So if 4 character bundles were coming out, I would look at that and go, that makes sense. They're going to do, a character bundle for each of the 4 to, give any new players in the new year a boost if they want to go for Starkiller. But, because it's only 3 bundles, I mean, we can speculate. It could be. It could be the bundles that usually come out with marquees, because that's what tends to happen. We get a new marquee character, and then there is a character bundle for that new marquee character that comes with it that allows players for $10 or $20 to take their 3-star marquee character to a 4-star, which is what most of the which is a good little pack, because most of the Dolphins, and the
when there's one I really want, I go for it.
Yeah, most of the Dolphins and the Minnows, it's good value because you get some gear, you get some bits and pieces, and you get what's necessary. You get 30 shards to get the full star, which just gives you it gives you a leg up against the free to play players who just sit on their 3-star character and they start farming. So there's several. It gives you a couple of weeks boost basically.
Now, Big Country Max in the chat brings up a good point. We just had Iden Versio.
Mhm.
So Ida and Versio plus 3 others would make a 4, would make a Star Killer, right? Would make 4 a Star Killer. Now here, let me float something by it, right?
Okay.
Iden Versio. Book of Battlefront 2.
Mhm.
Jedi Fallen Order. Republic Commando. And I would be, I feel like emasculated if I didn't say something like this, like literally emasculated by my good friend Rusty Jason. Probably something KOTOR related. Because KOTOR 2 or KOTOR is being rebooted or completely remade. It's supposed to come out sometime theoretically this year, by the end of the year. We've got Jedi Fallen Order, which we all want something from, right? We have, the reason I say Republic Commando is because how bad would it be to have like Boss and Scorch and Fixer in the game? You know, those like Republic super.
So
I think it would be dope.
So you don't think that they would just bring in some of the characters for because we the reason why I'm asking why would you go down that route and not just think they'll bring in some Inferno squad, because the game it needs more ships. The game desperately needs more ships. So why not bring in characters that can be crew to ships that they later bring in?
Yeah.
Because most people have run out of things to farm from, using ship energy. So some new ships would be, mucho appreciated.
Yeah.
Especially to veterans of the game 5+ years.
Oh yeah. Like I'm at a point where I'm going after Omega because I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, no, I am on my main account. I have no intention of gearing her up. None whatsoever.
But I'm going to get her to 7-star. Yeah. But like we don't have the, we don't have the Bad Batch's ship, the Marauder.
Mm-hmm.
Iden Versio both flies a TIE ship, an Imperial TIE, and she flies the Corvus, right? That bigger ship, right? But that's crewed by a number of people. I think that you're probably right. We could go that way, but
Gideon's got a ship. We could have,
Oh my gosh!
The thing is,
there's so many ways that this can go.
Despite the detractors out there saying no, we need a tank for resistance and we need a tank for first order. I 100% get that, right? I do. I 100% get that. But we've got three Empire capital ships at the moment, so it would make sense for them to take these, whether they're classing them as Empire or Remnant, doesn't really matter. They're still going to be synergistic with Tarkin, and they're still going to be synergistic with Thrawn. It would make sense just to start throwing ships at the community so that we got something to farm.
Yeah, I've been saying this for a while. What they need to do is they need to give us more farming nodes on the fleet. I don't dislike fleet, but like it's so expensive that it's frustrating, And I understand because ships should be more expensive than characters, but it's so expensive that it's like it stops me from wanting to do it. Right? It becomes debilitating, and I think that's where I'm at. Even with me having, most of my ships, I'm 3 ships away from completely full, but really to build it out, they need more ships. I do like people in the comment section. They're saying, Tuskens. There's the 5th Remnant. There's so many potentials. The only reason I go down the road of Jedi Fallen Order, these other characters, these other games, is because that's where we ended the year with and kind of started. I do want more ships.
Well, we'll go to a quick break and we'll come back and we'll speculate more. On these character bundles and their potential with regarding ships. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod. Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Ones, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
We want you. Join the GAC Chain Gang today. This is the commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion and the leader of the GAC Chain Gang. I am sending out a call to action for any SWGOH content creators on Twitch who would be willing to broadcast their GAC attack rounds alongside some of our best, including Mr. Jigabachi, Dr. Zeppers, Rico 1982, and the Bounty Honeys. What is the Chain Gang, you ask? We are an amazing group of content creators who are dedicated on streaming the Grand Arena Championship attack rounds on Twitch. The idea is to provide continuous content back-to-back from one streamer to the next and allow the viewers to enjoy more SWGOH content, as well as enjoy the variety of streamers that are currently present in the group. If you are interested in joining the Chain Gang, please reach out to myself on Discord at AndyB's #7465, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at ChainGAC. Join us today. We have your back.
You're listening to the Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. So before the break, we were speculating on these three character bundles and talking about what could be. Somebody in chat did actually talk about the Tuscans, because obviously there's been a lot of Tuscan action in the Book of Boba. Because I do genuinely believe that the majority of the marquee characters that we're going to be getting this year will be from the TV series. They're going to be from the shows.
Sure. Yeah.
So
well, there's so many.
They just will.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's inevitable. I mean, depending on the character and what show, what shows the characters show back up in, because there were still character. I mean, there were characters from The Mandalorian, season 1 and season 2 that we have yet to see in the game. I mean, I mean, I'm sure you'd love to see Bill Burr in the game, being a bald compatriot of yours.
That was not even who I was thinking about.
Was that not even who?
Yeah, Mithril, the blue guy that neck farts.
Oh, the blue guy that, no, because there's no.
I don't want him in the game.
I don't want him in
as someone who is gassy, in general, having a flatulence represented, I feel like would go a long way to help me as a person feel.
No. We want characters that have ships. In an ideal world, we want characters that have ships.
Do we want a certain Twi'lek to show up though, with the teeth and the hissing?
No, we do not want her turning. No, just no. We do not want her turning up. I can't stand her. I do not want her anywhere near this. I mean, there are. Don't get me wrong. There are characters. There are a half a dozen characters that I never want to see coming to this game because I just don't think that their characters, the Martez sisters being two, I don't think the Martez. I don't want to see the Martez sisters anywhere near this game.
But they have a ship, Nev. They have a ship.
It's a crap. It's a terrible ship.
Well,
it doesn't
there's
do
some terrible
anything.
ships in the game. It hauls spice. It hauls spice.
It's a terrible, terrible, terrible ship. It would do nothing. You know, just float. So what would its special be? Hover in space. You know, it would be like the Family Guy. You know, oh, I know a couple of maneuvers. We'll lose them, and he just slightly lists to the left. That's what that ship. That's all that ship is capable of doing. Is moving slowly through space.
You just move slowly through space. No, so while I understand, I'm looking at the IMDb page for that specific episode, The Prisoner. And I gotta say, there are some really cool characters outside, like the droid pilot. He was dope.
Yeah.
But also having the New Republic droid guards, prison guards, I think would actually be kind of cool to give to, you know, the Resistance. You know.
Really? Why the Resistance?
Because they're the New Republic. You know, I mean,
they're not the New Republic. The Resistance is not the New Republic. They're two completely different things. My God.
No, I get that, but they're an offshoot of the New Republic. It just feels.
Here's the thing.
Right.
It doesn't matter what they bring in. They just need to put a synergy within. You know, they just need to put a synergy.
Oh yeah.
All they need to do is put a synergy in it. All right. Yeah. That's all that they need to do is put a synergy in the kit. I mean,
absolutely.
Like, people keep going on about the Resistance bomber as a tank, right? I mean, it'd be great as a tank, but I mean, even that, it's like you're in space. Why are you moving so slow? Why are you moving so slow? Why are you moving? But yeah, that's just the way, you know, because apparently Resistance bombers move really, really slowly in space, unlike Empire
every
TIE
other
bomber.
ship.
Every other ship and every other bomber moves fast.
Yes. Yes.
So but you know, that aside, yes, it would be nice to go. The thing with that is they'd have to bring Rose Tico's sister in into the game.
She's the better Tico.
Yes, we you know, it's like
we've
like
had
they
this
said with Darth Talon. We didn't get the Darth Talon we wanted, but we did get the Darth Talon we deserved. With Rose Tico's sister, we don't have Tico that we want. We should be getting the one that we deserve, which is hopefully her sister.
So I gotta say, like, so many people, like, when all of that crap went down, they're like, oh, she's a terrible. No, the character was written horribly. It has nothing to do with the acting. The character was I read the books. I read the books. Cobalt Squadron, terrible.
You read the books or you listened to the books?
Listened, but it's the same.
Exactly. It's not the same. It's not the same as picking up, smelling the page.
Same concept. I'm an English teacher. I get to decide. I have tenure. I don't have tenure, but you know, like they don't give tenure to people like me. No, like, but you're right. I think ships need to be coming in. I'm looking down the chat right now. Dooku's ships, Dengar's ship.
ship. I mean, we thought we were getting Dengar's ship last year. I mean, when we all saw that we needed to relic Dengar for the Executor, everybody's like, all right, okay.
He's getting a ship.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, relic Dengar. I wonder why we're going to be relicking Dengar. Yeah. And then everybody assumed, and then it's like, okay,
the middle finger.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Where is the punishing one? Please, where
seriously? Now, hold on. No, I think some of these, I think we could be ships. I think I would love to see more characters from the Book of Boba Fett. I think whatever's coming from that will probably be towards the end of the season, though.
I don't. Yeah, it's more likely to be at the end of February, beginning of March, as opposed to you know. I mean, Iden Versio was kind of like a shot in the dark. I mean, it was. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was very unusual I mean, it was strange that all of a sudden, 2 days before the release of the character, there was a Twitter, it was a little bit of a Twitter spat between the actress and the actor that played Starkiller and Aiden because obviously she was throwing she was throwing shade. It's like, oh, what have I got to do to get a character in the game? And him throwing shade back at her. It's like, well, clearly you're not unleashed enough. And then 2 days later, boom, her character's in the game. That was definitely somebody at CG going, oh, by the way, we're putting yours, we're putting your character, we're putting your character in.
So, here's the thing. It makes me wonder how many of the actresses who are connected in Star Wars actually play the game. I mean, the game has a couple million people play. I mean, I think we're like 500,000 that log in daily, something like that.
Yeah, we're it's around the 500,000 mark. Yeah.
Yeah, but just log in daily. Remember, there's still millions of people who have downloaded this, and so I'm curious to know how many people actually go through and give it a shot. Is Obi-Wan out there playing?
What? You mean Ewan McGregor?
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Famous people.
Right. Space Jesus.
It'd be nice. I've always wondered if there are any, celebrities out there that I'd be very curious to know if there were any celebrities, because there are some hardcore Star Wars fans out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
the
one celebrity that I do think plays the game, but probably is well aware of what goes on in the game.
Yeah.
But doesn't say anything because they don't. They wouldn't want to get, instantly get harassed by the community. I would put money on Donald Faison.
Oh, yeah.
Playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Absolutely.
I 100% think that he plays Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. There's no way he doesn't.
So Senator Frito says that Ewan McGregor's cousin was in his alliance at one time. That's kind of cool, right? But yeah, there's so many. That's what's so cool about Star Wars. That's what I love about Star Wars is people who grew up on the original stuff, who went into acting. Many are now actually getting roles. Again, Ming-Na Wen, if you've ever watched any of her stuff, her interviews lately, it's like she's talking about being a little girl watching the show or watching the movies. And I'm like, that's epic. That's the kind of stuff that I want to see. I love that. And it would be cool to know how many, if I were a CG employee, that would be something I would get fired for looking up.
Well, trying to find out what celebrities played.
I'd be like, oh, D Faison, huh? Let's check that out. Let's look at his bank account number. And I wouldn't do that. Not for him. Not for Turk. I couldn't do it. I love that man.
Eagle.
Eagle.
Yeah, no. So he is the one celebrity, the one hardcore Star Wars fan celebrity that I do think plays this. Here's the thing, though, right? If he did, and the one thing that makes me think maybe he doesn't is if he did play. If you played a character in the Star Wars universe and you played a Star Wars game and your character was not in the game, wouldn't you be a little bit miffed? Wouldn't you be a little?
I would absolutely. So I gotta say, Resistance wasn't super well received. I understand why, but when it comes to ships, why the hell do we not have those characters in the game? I don't understand that, right? You have some very unique ships, you have a group that works really well together, and they're pilots. I mean, come on. There's so much potential there. Again, wasn't super well received, but give it to us like they gave us Bodhi Rook. Just
sorry. Very, very, very small emergency in the engine room. We'll be back in 10 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, so with that, I'm going to rant. Because Nev can't stop me. Because let's talk about that, right? Those characters, they weren't great. They weren't, but that's fine. We don't need great. We just need there. And right now, that's what the Resistance needs, is there. Swampgrass raiding us in with a raid party of 8. Welcome, Swampgrass. I am in sole control of the Millennial Fulcrum, and I've taken over. I've kicked out Paul, and it's been pretty awesome. But we're talking about ships. All right, Paul.
There was a tap on in the engine room. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So Ray Rock, what's up, my friend? But yeah, like what I was saying is, like, of all the fleets in the game, of all the factions in the game that have a fleet presence, Resistance sucks. And why not just introduce these ships?
Yeah, no. I mean, I wasn't, and I'll admit, I was not a fan of the animated. I wasn't a fan of the animated series. It didn't click with me. It didn't gel with me. But I wouldn't be adverse to some of the characters and their ships coming to the game just to fluff out. I mean, it's an obvious one. Yeah. I mean,
it really is.
People do. A lot of people continuously go on about the bomber, the resistance bomber, the resistance bomber, and it's like, well, there are other resistance ships. You've just, people just don't instantly relate to the resistance show because it came and went like that
so quickly. Yeah,
it came and went so quickly.
Yeah, and I gotta say, so like, here's my thought when it comes to this. Like, there are so many potential opportunities, right, for some of these ships to be played. I obviously think that they're going to spend some time this year getting ships up. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year we had another, fleet mix, or I don't want to say mix up, but fleet upset like we saw with Arena.
We need 20 ships.
But that's the point. We don't have the ships.
We need 20. We need 20 ships just to fill out the capital ships in the game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
In order to put a full complement with every single capital ship, we need 20 ships to come to the game. I mean,
that's crazy.
All right. There's a couple of you can excuse separatists because they're the Malevolence summons ships. So you can get away with. CG has an automatic excuse for not requiring that at all. No need for that. Not a problem. Not an issue. Done. Yeah. Don't worry. And I don't think anybody would complain about something like that.
No.
Resistance and First Order, different kettle of fish.
Yep.
People want those, and then to top it all off. We need something to fill out these empire. I mean, they pretty much gave the Executor to the bounty hunters.
Yeah, not pretty much directly.
Yeah,
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
So it'd be nice to get a couple more bounty hunters.
Mm-hmm.
1 foot, and here's the thing: I do think that we'll get enough empire to be able to fill out this because obviously we've got Iden, and it would be very, very easy for them to do Gideon.
Another type.
Because here's the thing: it doesn't matter that we get multiple TIE fighters in. Just have each you just need different mechanics for each of the TIE fighters.
Yeah, that's just like we have 3 different of the same separatist ship, 3 different Geo ships. Just give us different TIE ships.
Exactly. You just got different, slightly different skin and slightly different mechanics.
Yeah. Right. Have them work with each other. Right.
Exactly.
I think, like you mentioned this earlier, I think it was before the break, but there's a lot that's going to be coming from the shows. And I think that there's so much potential, and ships is one of those areas of this game that they really just need to spend some time and some love on. And I think it's coming. I really do. I think this year is the year for ships, right? Yeah. Last year, they gave us a decent amount of characters, right? It wasn't like an overwhelming amount, but it was all right. And they gave us some good ones, right? I mean, we all love GL Lord Vader, right? He's the best. But like the Bad Batch, they're pretty dope, and whatever. But I gotta say, like they've got that little tool that they've been working on forever, and now it's in existence. They've spent some time spinning the love with characters. It is ship time, and I think first 6 months we'll see some ships. Second 6 months it'll be just an explosion of ships.
Well, it bloody better be. And on the subject of showing love, I just want to say big thank you to Samurai Hadj for the follow, Swamp Grass for the raid with 8 viewers. Lovely. Thank you. Welcome to the party. Hello, Governor. Wilder Than Thou and Braza101. So thank you for the follows.
Love
and
that
thank you for
name.
the raids.
Wilder Than Thou. Awesome.
Wilder Than Thou. Yes.
Than Thou.
Yeah. No, it would be nice, but let's not hold our breath too much. Let's not hold our breath
even
too
a
much,
little bit,
because we do. I mean, I think we're both willing to concede that the majority of the new characters that we get in 2022 are going to be predominantly from the shows, which makes sense, because they'll be able to do the advertising between the two. Now you've seen the show, play with the character in this game, blah, 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 blah. Plus, we need it to happen because, people keep making mistakes. StarWars.com dropped something early that shouldn't have been dropped, and then EA dropped something that shouldn't have been dropped. So, hopefully they won't learn from those mistakes. Thank you for the 100 bits, Dr. Zeppers, much appreciated, my friend.
Now what dropped early at Star Wars?
What sorry?
What dropped early at StarWars.com?
The Lord, wasn't it the Lord Vader GL? Oh, and 100 biddies from Senate. StarWars.com dropped something early that they shouldn't have dropped. Because everybody was looking at the forums going, where, this information's been dropped, but it wasn't dropped by CG, it was dropped by StarWars.com.
Yeah.
But it was about something in the game. So if we get another 100 bits, we get a hype train.
Ooh, I've never been a part of a hype train.
Yes, you have. You've been a part of a hype train. We had a hype train last week, you numpty.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We had a big hype train. We had a level 5 hype train last week, which was awesome. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
100 biddies from the Wolf. Thank you very much, my friend. There's the hype train.
I gotta say, problem was between now and then, airlock malfunction. I lost some oxygen to the brain, and I'm operating at a little bit of a
diminished capacity. Yeah,
diminished capacity.
Yeah, so Neo Venom mentions in chat the Mara Jade was an EA screw up.
That's what the early
that was.
You know what I gotta love when I was a game changer. I let stuff drop all the time on accident. I never meant to, but I would always include something, and I felt terrible every time. Like I always felt like I was like, oh, I'm so bad. I can't believe I did that. And people would be like, oh, and I would only drop like a day or so early, but
that's all right. No, you can admit to it now if you like. That is, you're the reason that the Game Changer program stopped because of your malfeasance, because of your ineptitude.
Malfeasance is the wrong word. Let's call it what it is.
Ineptitude. Yes.
Ineptitude. That's
despite having no hair, you were having lots and lots of dumb blonde moments, weren't you?
I had many dumb blonde moments. Yes.
Yes, and I like to remind you. I like to remind you about them all the time. So
yes.
So there we go. So it's nerdy was the leak that destroyed the Game Changer program.
I wasn't, but I was the one that. Oh, I hit the button. I think I switched it all. Hold on.
No, I can still hear you.
Has been changed. Okay, cool. I gotta say, I wasn't the leak, but I'm again ineptitude. I'm not inept enough. Wait, inept? Ept? I'm not ept enough to be able to be the leak. Right?
Okay.
That's Yeah, I was a drip. I was not a full leak. Yes. Just.
So you're blaming incompetence rather than negligence then?
Oh yeah, it's so much better that way, right?
Yeah. Well,
I
no,
was
it's
active
not.
in
No, because you can only use incompetence as an excuse once. Every other time afterwards is negligence, because it's like, okay, we'll give you this one, but no more.
Yeah, but
no
see,
more after that.
So, and that was the problem, I think, because they kept giving it to me. And so
right,
they were like, maybe it's not him. Why have we trusted him? Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how things go. We definitely. What we'll do is we'll go to a break, and we'll bring our guest for our incoming transmission in, and we'll chew the fat with them, and we'll have some more speculation. So everybody, stay in your seats, stay glued to the screen. We'll be right back.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod, cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello there, Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with Paul Anthony and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. We're going to take a moment in this lull of in-game news as of Friday morning when I record this to talk about a few quality of life things that still bug us to this day. First off, as you know, I love my territory battles, and after 2 years of light-side Geonosis territory battle, we still have a large problem of the mode not being enjoyable for everyone. A guild-wide game mode is supposed to be engaging for everyone and bring joy to all that play it. This is where the Geonosis version has failed the community. The first problem is the difficulty curve. Any member with a proper roster should be able to manage at least the first wave of any combat mission. And by proper roster, I mean, come on, relic characters. There is no reason that the difficulty curve should be set so high that a synergized relic character team cannot complete at least one wave of a standard combat mission. I called for this back when it was released, and I still maintain this position. If a player took time out of their day to attempt the mission, there should at least be low-hanging fruit for those who spent that time to share with the guild as a whole. It's a guild-wide game mode. The second is the ability to practice any shard-earning territory battle special mission for characters no matter the style. They're in the journey guide. The character is listed there. So why not give us the ability to test our team compositions? at least once a day even. That would help our guild leaders teach those struggling with any of these missions, be it Rebel Officer Leia Organa or Wad or, God forbid, Kiadi Mundi. Third is, of course, the GP to complete stars. We don't have the galactic power to complete the third star in the last slice in the ships. This is widely known, but the fact that something cannot be attained at all, even if everything is executed to perfection, is a bit of a slap in the face. It's an incomplete game mode. There are plenty of other quality of life for territory battles that I could get into, but I'll save those for a future story time. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love the mode. It's a great guild building experience. I'm proud of my guild and the officers that helped to make something like this happen, and also the members that understand and do their part to make it enjoyable to do so. These issues, though, can make it hard for someone to believe in their roster and want to improve it, and I've seen burnout because of it. We've lost many great members of our guild, our community, and even our player base over things like this. I have made the call for change before, and since then, CG has listened more intently, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that anything in the future will be made with this sentiment in mind. That's all for me this week. Tune in next week for more story time with Paul Anthony and the Escape Pod cast for kids. Now, where's Hondo?
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod cast.
Attention, we are receiving an incoming transmission. Attention. Attention. We are receiving an incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we've got a good guest here. We have a brilliant guest on this week. He is one of the battalion. You know who they are. You know exactly who the battalion are. They are not safe for work. He likes to swear in Greek a lot, and he wears a Robin Hood hat. It's the Wolf. The Wolf. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, doing fine, Nev. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. So let's get straight into it. I know you are one of the top end when it comes to GAC content creation. You stream very, very regularly. You're consistently one of the top winners. How has GAC been for you after the reboot?
Season 1 went pretty well. Overall 10-2, so I'm pretty happy with that. The 2 losses were definitely my fault, but I learned a lot from them, and the places where I lost, I haven't lost again since. So overall, I would say season 1 was a success.
Was it fat fingering? Is that what lost you? Was it fat fingering? Was it bad strategy? bad
it was
implementation.
It was the first time I had ever run the Shock T Imperial Trooper counter to Lord Vader in GAC. Pressure was on, and I made a call where I shouldn't have. I should have done this. I should have called over here, and just ended up screwing it up. I was able to clean it up, but it was just enough that I lost. Since then, I've done it like 2 or 3 times in TW. I've done it, and I'm waiting for the chance to do it again in GAC, but I won't make that mistake again for sure. So definitely a misplay on my part, but we've learned our lesson, I hope.
That. Jump in any time, mate.
No, I'm over on your Twitch channel. I'm kind of like scrolling through and watching.
Sure.
What team don't you have that, like, in the back of your mind, you're like, I really want that, like, or I really wish that team didn't suck, so that I could use that.
I'm trying to think. Geos do like a lot of work, and mine are just sort of okay. They don't really have great mods on them. I see people doing a lot of really great work with them. Aside from that, I really want to start getting some of my just my prepared crew up. Like I see like the Vandor Chewie stuff going on. I see all the stuff going with them and with Dash and with all the scoundrels and how they're working together, and that's just absolutely beautiful seeing some of those interactions over there. So that's definitely something that I would like to be able to add at some point, because that would definitely be that's definitely like a fun looking team.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
so you've got Dash though, haven't you?
I have them unlocked.
You've got him unlocked. Okay, so you haven't like 7-starred and.
Oh no, I haven't 7-starred or anything. I've been doing the 300 refreshes the 300 so the 3x100 crystal refreshes every day. I'm not even at 5 stars yet on this guy. He's just been so slow. It's painful. I don't know about you
Poor
guys,
drop rate, bad drop rate.
Yeah,
it hasn't been great.
That's a killer. That's a killer.
Oh yeah.
So because you went 10-2 in that first month, I mean, you're sitting on a pretty decent skill rating in Kyber 1. You've been in Kyber 1 you were in Kyber 1 for the entire month. You didn't get promoted from Kyber 2 like after week 1 like Calvin Awesome did. You were in Kyber 1 from the beginning. So to finish 10-2 being in Kyber 1, you must be in a nightmare group at the moment.
Well, there was the 2 tiers of the Kyber 1, so I was in the lower tier of the Kyber 1, and then I think right now I'm at 37, 70 something. Forget exactly what I'm over there. But yeah, you are not wrong. This the first couple weeks, it was kind of mostly easy cruising. wasn't all that bad. Looking at my hotbot compare this week, the mods are starting to even out a little bit. They're starting to catch up a little bit more. All the relic levels and everything is starting to even out a little bit. So the algorithm is definitely working. It's starting to threaten the win streak over here.
Yeah,
so.
Because when you think about it, if because you were the second tier of Division 1, you were under all of those people that started with 38-10.
Right.
But you did so well. You're going to be facing potentially a lot of the people that were in the upper tier that did bad. Like Thaddeus.
Yeah.
See, Thaddeus went minus 140 skill rating points, which does actually put him below you. So you're probably not. But you could, I mean, for all intents and purposes, if somebody had gone 5 and 7. All of these big accounts with like 6 GLs, you could be up against 6 GL accounts that didn't have a good week, or they just didn't participate as much. Maybe they participated 5 times and then missed 7 because they didn't really care, because they know that they're not going to get booted out of Division 1. Is that kind of reflective in the history? Because I imagine you've probably scouted all your fellow competitors already.
Oh yeah, I take a look at I do the whole hotbot compare of everything at the beginning. So it just lays everything out, and you take a look at it, real nice. It's getting to the point where I'm expecting to face people with 6 GLs. I have 5 of my own. So it's not like I'm crazy under over there, but still 5 versus 6. That's what I'm really getting used to facing at this point, and that's what half the bracket is. There's some people up in the 9 million range. There's some people around my range at 7 something. So it's a lot of fun.
I take it you've got a couple of the off meta counters though. The
oh
GL.
My God,
you must have some of the GL killers, because you in order to survive against people that have that 1 GL advantage over you, you must be thinking to yourself, well, if they're going to put 3 on, I need to be putting 3 on. But if I'm only taking 2 on offense, I need at least 1, maybe 2. So is that something that you've been working on, maybe?
Oh, absolutely. I actually just brought Grievous up to Relic 8. Anybody doesn't know, he's great against Master Luke. If you ever see him on defense, he can take down State the Eternal. If you see him on defense, he's just a great one to have up there. I've been working on a couple other little things here and there, but definitely. And then even just having being able to put those GLs on defense, and then being able to take out some of the not the GLs, but some of the off meta teams that are still great. The CLSs, the gases, all of those. Be able to put those on defense and have Bam to take that out, or Maul to take that out, or some of those newer characters. It's nice to be able to put some of those big things and then just use a few lesser known off things to take them out. Always satisfying seeing those whistling birds go crazy.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of those whistling birds. I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
Yeah, not recommended.
Yeah.
So we've talked some GAC now. I was going to ask you. You're one of the top contenders. You already use all of the tools. So there's no doubt in the back of my mind that you use the various different Discord bots. You probably use PrimeBot. You probably use HotUtils.
Prime's in my guild, so I better use PrimeBot.
Yeah, I think he'd be a little bit miffed if you. So, do you know if he does that? Does he go through that? Does he go to the PrimeBot Discord server and it's like, right, all my guildies better? It's just like looks. If everybody, and then he'll go back to the guild Discord. It's like, excuse me, I didn't see your watch and ally code. You sure you don't want to like quickly pop on over there so that you don't
I hope he's got I hope he's got a bit more of a life than that, but
no,
he's a good guy.
So earlier on in the show, Thaddeus and I were discussing speculation, because we know of, from the recent data mine, 3 new character bundles coming to the game.
Yes.
Okay. I've heard whispers.
I mean, obviously, we don't know if they're new characters or if it's just character bundles for existing. 3 does seem like an unusual number. The only new characters that we've recently had are the 4 legends, and obviously, Iden Versio that's just come to the game. So, based on what you know, because I'm assuming you're up to date on all of the Book of Boba Fett and the
oh yes,
Star Wars, all of the Star Wars stuff going on at the moment. Where would your speculative mind go?
All right. Well, there's always a chance. Like you said, we did get the 3 marquees recently. There's always a chance that one of those packs is like, hey, this character is required for the upcoming conquest. Like kind of like how you needed Fennec for this most recent conquest. So she was in packs. She was. They brought her marquee back and everything. So there's always a chance. Hey, you need Mara Jade for this conquest. So here's another pack for her. Here's another this for her. So there's always a chance of that. But if it's like new characters, I think it's a little bit early for Book of Boba characters to come in. I think they generally like the show to get finished. I mean, I would love to have Black Chrysanthemum in there, obviously. If they bring in Scooter Squad, I'm out.
The mod squad.
If they,
you don't want the Power Rangers in the game?
Yeah. If they bring in Dreads, the Tusken, that would be awesome. I think it's a little bit too early for them. But I think that they're actually going to be continuing along with the trend of Iden Versio sort of stuff. She she came in to elevate some of these lesser used troopers. I mean, I don't have Magma Trooper up and running. You know, I don't have all those other guys up and running. I got my Dark Trooper, my Piet. I got those guys going. But I'm thinking we may see more characters like her, but for other factions, you know, either from video games or, you know, other shows. I was actually suggesting on a couple streams a little while ago that we get Saw Gerrera. Saw Gerrera has, you know, been in, he was in Rebels, he was in Rogue One, he was in Clone Wars, he was in the Bad Batch show. You know, he would definitely help elevate some of these lesser used rebels because, you know, like the Mon Mothma team is pretty well fixed. The CLS team is pretty well fixed. You know, those are really great squads, but there's a lot of rebels there that Saw may be able to do some work with.
Yeah, but which one?
Which
version of Saw Gerrera?
Oh, right. Which
because it's not entirely dissimilar to. I mean, we didn't know if we were going to get Empress Hand Mara Jade or if we were going to get Jedi Knight Mara Jade or if we were going to get Jedi. We didn't know what version because obviously she's like got 20 years of lore behind her. So
and Saw has too.
And Saw has too. You know, would we get the young looking one from Rebels? Would we get, you know,
I'm guessing we get the
Saw Gerrera?
I'm expecting Rebels to be leading some Rebels. I'm expecting from Rebel Saw Gerrera. I think that's probably where they're will to pull. And then if he shows up in the Cassian show, if he shows up in any of these live action shows, they may update his character model to make to look more like the actor who plays in. Who knows? But I think he might be on the top of my list for guesses.
I like that guess. I think that's solid. I think it leads well in because Saw Gerrera is in Battlefront 2. He's in Jedi Fallen Order. As well. Or I say he's in Battlefront 2. His feelings are felt through Battlefront 2. I don't think he's actually in the game, but like if you go back and you read the book,
I'm trying to remember. Crap, it's been a while since I played it.
It's been a while too.
But he was definitely in Fallen Order.
He was in Fallen Order. So in the
no, he's dead by the time of Battlefront 2. He's dead by that. I think at that point in the lore, he's very dead. So never mind. Dead. I retract my previous statement. But Fallen Order.
But his influence is felt because like if you look at the book, it's connected. But like I think all of those things connect. Do you think we'll get more? Like I love what you've said that it's finding these characters that buff up some of our lesser known factions. I mean,
he'll get an Omicron too.
Yeah, exactly. Have to
obviously.
Right. Everyone gets an Omicron. You get an Omicron. You get an Omicron. You get an Omicron. It'll cost you an arm and a leg, but you still get them. I'm curious though, like what factions do you think at this point in time need the most help? In my mind, I see like Ewoks and I see, I don't know, Phoenix, but Tuskens probably. But
going along the same lines, while I love them, and you know, not everybody has them geared up as much as me. We're talking video game characters. There's a chance we get is it Marin? The Night Sister from we're just talking Fallen Order over here. Potential the Night Sister from Fallen Order. You know, potential of Cal Kestis coming in. Not that the Jedi really need much help. They're a very, very strong faction as it is.
True.
But you know, who knows? You know, give Marin some protection recovery. I think we've been asking for that for quite literally years. So that's certainly a possibility.
On the just on the subject of Omicrons, I affectionately refer to them as nom-noms. What side of the fence do you come down on regarding Qui-Gon Jinn's nom-nom? Because I personally think it should be a full refund, despite them Doja on the forum saying, no, we're not going to do it because we didn't fundamentally check. It's like, no, don't care. He's not a GL killer anymore. And it's like, okay, so he's not a GL killer, but Dad Bob Bobber is. So just the fact that they released Dad Bod Bobber, and not only is he a GA killer, he's a Lord Vader killer. Yeah. What side of the fence do you come down on regarding Qui-Gon Jinn's Nom Nom?
So I have Qui-Gon Jinn's Nom Nom. And I think if they were to refund it, I would still probably reapply it. Just putting that out there, first of all. I still think it's a great Omicron. I still think it does serious work. It demands respect. Somebody may just take a GL against it, just turn it off. Somebody may not have something to take it down. They'll lose a ton of banners. So it's still a great Omicron. So don't get me wrong over there. But I think I'm coming down, not firmly, but I'm leaning towards they should refund. Because they said on the forums what they were going to do was they were going to fix how much offense was shared when Qui-Gon died. They said, "Oh, there's a bug. He's sharing too much offense. This is not working as intended. So this is going to get fixed. So hey guys, just so you know, this is not going to be happening in the future." So they were very upfront about that. What they weren't upfront about is that they're going to turn it off entirely against Galactic Legends.
Exactly.
So because they took it the step further, and you can argue, their intention wasn't for him to be a GL killer, and the wording was really, really, really fuzzy. Like you need a freaking English degree to really have to have gotten that from the Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron, as to if it was supposed to work against GLs, if it wasn't supposed to work against GLs. That one was really tough to tell in the beginning. Somebody had to test it and see what happened. But I think because they chose to go the step further over there beyond what they said they were going to do, that they should refund it. I would still probably reapply it.
Oh, but yeah. See, that's the thing. I know lots of people that have said that they would instantly reapply it.
Oh, absolutely.
But my issue, so I'm getting the feeling that I'm getting regarding the Qui-Gon Jinn's Nom Nom is those that have a Relic 7 Anakin or plus would instantly put it back on.
Yes.
Yeah. And those that don't, would not put it back on because it goes from being offensive, more offensive use than defensive use, in my opinion. Because if you throw Anakin in there, the second if you've not stunned him or locked him in any way, shape, or form, that R7 Anakin is just going to destroy everyone.
Yep.
If you've got a Relic 7 Anakin, which is why a lot of the people that say that they would reapply it, or they have that exactly. You've got that. You've got that exactly. You have that. You've got that arrow in your quiver. Not everybody has that though.
Quiver's over there.
Yeah, not everybody has that though. And my argument for the refund is not everybody's got a Relic 7 Anakin to make that Nom Nom still, really, really, really useful. And I see a lot of people that have put the Nom Nom, and I'm looking at him now thinking, oh well, it's easier. It's easier to beat because people don't have the Jedi Knight Anakin on it anymore, and that that's my argument. People's decisions as to whether they would reapply it or not hinge heavily on whether or not they've got JKA, because obviously everything else has been rediverted and reallocated to other teams, which is why a lot of people were throwing, a couple of healers and Jedi Knight Anakin, on with Qui-Gon Jinn, because it just
relic levels on Qui-Gon. So relic levels on Qui-Gon start to matter. You have to start modding Qui-Gon for offense to make sure that he shares all of those stats and everything when he dies. So it just changes it entirely. So again, I have a relic Qui-Gon because he was a requirement for JMK. So not everybody has, a relic Qui-Gon to share all of those stats and everything. And his offense, below relic levels is pretty low. So you really need that. It just changes the game entirely over there.
Yeah. I totally feel I wasted it. on my alt account, I totally fit. It's like the only reason why I put it on my alt account was it's like, okay, because it was just destroying slackers. It was just destroying slackers, and a lot of my opponents were putting slacker on defense, and I'm like, well, there's my counter, without having to do any work whatsoever, nothing, no work at all, and it was just wrecking slackers.
Now, granted, they still would have changed like the actual offense over there. They just also turned it off against GLs. So even without a GL over there, his offense is definitely going to be a lot lower. He's no longer sharing 30 times his speed. Mm-hmm. He's now only sharing his offense times 4.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a lot. He's not hitting nearly as hard. So definitely keep that in mind if you're going to be using the team.
Yeah.
But he still slaps. He's still getting one shot entire teams. So
yeah.
Let's not discount that.
He still does good
great
stuff.
Work. Yeah.
Still does great work. Yeah. Not as great work as Zam. The Zamicron is. I mean, what has been your what's been your favorite?
I actually just applied the Zam one this week. So I just slapped that on defense. I did actually a Boba Fett lead. Just had it timed so that she was throwing out some thermals and then getting called to assist to pop the thermals. Turn meter from Boba Fett lead. Yeah, just a little cheeky team. Got me a hold, so I'll have to wait till next week and see what they used. But I'll take it. So overall, I've really just been mostly using the Omicrons on defense, just to make my opponent have to think a little bit harder as they're going through.
Make them work for the win. Excellent.
Yeah, exactly.
Thaddeus, do you have any more questions?
You have 2 Omicrons, 3 Omicrons? What do you have now?
I have 3. So I have those 2, and then I have Dad Bod Boba's lead for TW.
Gotcha. What's your next one? What are you planning?
Well, I have one that I can apply right now. I'm not sure if I want to give it to him. I'm thinking about Mara Jade again for TW. Gaining that the 100% turn meter at the start of battle is just absolutely spicy. But I'm thinking that I may just hold on to it. We'll see what some of the new marquees coming out. See if it's any of these characters that I would like to add in if they got some spicy looking GAC Omicrons. Who knows?
Yep. All right.
So
GAC
tell all of these lovely people where they can find you.
You can find me streaming over here on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheWulfffff, as Nev has so wonderfully put in chat over there. No YouTube videos or anything, as much as people yell at me to start doing that. Just streaming on Twitch for now.
Excellent. Right. Well, thank you very much for coming on, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck with the rest of GAC.
Oh yes, we have one more round to you as well.
Good luck, sir.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod. Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/theescapepod and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Last month on the season finale of Helly and the Noob, frustrated with his partner's rampage, Newbie throws Hellenix over a barricade and down a shaft, effectively ending their partnership. Alone, confused, Newbie turned to retail therapy for answers. This is where he encountered the bounty hunter, Dickie Darkside, who was about to embark on a journey to find the elusive pirate, Hondo Onaka. Clearly on the rebound, Noob accepted to join him on this mission, and now we give you this series premiere of Dickie and the Noob. Hey Noob, great news, I've got a lead.
Oh, thank God, this is taking forever.
Noob, it's been 3 days. Do I need to get Yarmo in here to deal with your emotional regulators again?
No, I'm fine. So, where are we headed?
A place called the Island of Misfit Characters. It's a place where characters who probably should be in the game are sent to wait for their turn.
Seriously, they all just hang around on an island? That sounds weird, even for misfits.
Yeah, I hear it's a pretty weird place where people can go a little crazy. They've been abandoned by Lucasfilm, by CG. They've been left to fend for themselves for relevancy. But my informant says they developed their own strange little society with lots of weird rules, so please be on your best behavior. We really don't know what can set them off.
I am a model of composure, I promise.
Alright, we'll be approaching soon. Get ready.
Whoa, this place isn't what I was expecting. For some reason, I expected a frozen wonderland.
Just be on alert, newbie. Being stranded can have weird effect on people.
Who's are you, sir?
Okay, so this guy is certainly affected.
Let me handle this. Hello, Mr. Binks. I'm Dickie, and this is Newbie.
Hey, Marie. Happy to meet you.
I understand this is an island where characters wait to be put into the game. Is that right?
Oh, muy, I love yours. Mr. Your humble servant.
Mr. Binks, have you heard of a pirate by the name of Hondo Onaka?
No, not really, no.
I'm sorry, are you mumbling no because you don't know him or because you're afraid? It kind of sounds a little bit like you're afraid.
And, you know, Lisa just loves love.
Is there someone here we can speak to, like a leader or something?
Lisa, show you. Come on, Lisa, show you. Don't expect a warm welcome.
This feels kind of weird.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Just remember, these guys aren't used to visitors. This is new to them. I'm sure whoever is in charge will make more sense. Oh, I've heard of this guy. His name is Jabba the Hutt. He used to be a king in the underground. I'm sure he knows Hondo. Greetings, Mr. the Hutt. We have come here in search of Hondo Onaka. Do you have a translator? I don't really speak Hutt or Hutties, whatever you call your beautiful language.
Hey, I'm sorry. I've learned to speak a little Hutties since I've been here. I can help out. He says if you find that expletive pirate, bring him to me and tell him he owes me money. There's a reward in it for you.
Sure. I'll be glad to help. Do you have any leads?
He says the last person on the island to see him is the old man in the cave. Come, I'll bring you there.
Thanks. I really appreciate the help, by the way.
My pleasure. It's nice to see new faces around here. It seems like the flow of new people kind of slowed down.
Yeah, well, you can blame Disney for that. They seem to only want to make Marvel movies these days, whatever those are. Have you been here a long time?
A few years. I thought I was getting off for a second. Lord knows the resistant fleet needed reinforcement, but they gave me the NPC treatment. Can you believe that? They replaced me with an AI?
I'll have you know, AIs are just as valuable as organics. You meatbags are so arrogant. Meatbag. Meatbags. Damn it! This isn't coming out like it's supposed to.
Your droid seems kind of glitchy.
He's been through some changes recently. He's just adapting. Don't mind him.
I can hear you.
So, what can you tell us about this old man?
Not much. He just sits in his cave and mutters something about how he should have seen it coming.
Hey, I'm Dickie. This is Noob. We were told you may have some info about the location of Hondo Onaka.
The droid we seek is is aboard the Millennium Falcon. In the hands of your father.
Hondo isn't a droid. He's a pirate. Wears goggles, spiky head, and my dad sells used speeders on Coruscant. I assure you he has nothing to do with this.
If what you say about this girl is true, bring her to me.
This guy is wackier than the first one, like full-on cuckoo clock with rusted batteries.
Such spunk, my worthy apprentice, son of darkness. Where there was conflict, I now sense resolve. Where there was weakness, strength.
Dickie, can we get out of here? I'm feeling kind of weird.
Yeah, I think this is going nowhere. Let's go.
Do you think he was reading my mind? Is there still darkness inside of me?
Look, noob, I know you've been through a lot. If you want, we can go back to the ship and I'll have Yarmo wipe what happened out of your memory banks.
No, I don't want him playing with my memories. Strange things can happen when you try to force people to forget things. We could open doors we're not prepared to deal with.
We'll discuss this on board. Zori, thank you for your assistance, but I don't think we'll find the info we're looking for here. Hopefully, someday you can get off this island.
Thanks. Look, I know Hondo escaped, and he wasn't here very long. What I do know about him is that he's going to be running in sketchy circles. Here's the coordinates for a spot where anyone looking for trouble will eventually wind up. The guy who runs security there has seen it all. If anyone can help you, it's him.
Thanks. Hope you manage to stay sane out there.
Yeah, there's no Wi-Fi here, but somehow I get transmissions from the bounty honeys. That keeps me from going mad like the rest of them.
Tune in to the next episode of The Dickie and the Noob to find out what hive of scum and villainy our heroes have been sent to.
And now, it's time for Getting Jigabachi with It on the Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get jiggy with Jigabachi. How you doing, buddy? What's on your mind this week? What you been up to? Let us know.
I'm feeling good. I've had a really, really good week. I took a couple days off, like mental health days, to kind of like chill out a little bit, relax, kind of recharge a little bit. And I came back. I had a really, really strong day today. I had a lot of fun today. Dude, you just got to take days off and like not be under the glaring lights. That sounds really pretentious. That sounds really pretentious. Oh God,
so, you right though, man.
You enjoyed your break though, didn't you?
I did. I read a book. It was delightful.
Dude, everybody's doing it. So, what book?
I just finished The Stand for like the 50th time.
Oh, are you reading the book or are you listening to the book? Because Thaddeus is under the deluded impression that reading the book and listening to the book are the same thing.
Actually, well, I'm going to defend him and I'm going to push back. Audio books are great if you're like traveling, like commuter, gridlock dude, you know what I mean? And because there's people that have like lives like that where they like have to like drive in their car to work.
I totally agree,
roll out of bed and put clothes on and then I'm at work. But I understand there's people out there that like do the little car thing and I get it. And that's a good way to like do a little car thing and like be entertained without like having to kind of cycle albums and stuff like that. So I get it. But like when I say read a book, I'm like tactile, like holding you know what I mean?
Oh like I would agree with you. If you're in a car,
say I'm 45 more than that.
Yeah.
No. Read a book.
No, I'm right there with you. I like to have the book in front of me. I like to read it. I like to put the voices in my head. Don't get me wrong. I will listen to an audiobook if I absolutely have to. And there's only been a handful of if I'm on a bus or a train. And I just want to sit back, put the earpods in and that's great. But if you can read the book like Thaddeus can, because he can sit there and read it.
I have the capability of reading. You're right.
Okay.
Often I can't, right? Because I'm doing other things. So I hold these up because I just finished the Resident Evil Code Zero book. And it's the novelization of before Resident Evil. And I went back to the bookstore where I bought them and I got the rest of them. It was a terrible book, but incredibly entertaining. Because I mean, it's the novelization of a video game, right? I mean, so it's you got to take that into account. But it was amazingly fun to read.
By define fun to read, did you like leave it going, oh my gosh, the literary prowess?
Oh no.
The delicate wordplay, the expression of the characters.
Okay.
Oh man.
So when I read Timothy Zahn, I feel that way sometimes. Like when I read the and I will when I listen to Timothy Zahn, Nev, when I listen to Thrawn in Thrawn's voice, yes, that's how I feel. It's beautiful, and I leave uplifted.
So what when you say Thrawn's voice, what do you mean Thrawn's voice? Are you talking about Mads Mikkelsen?
Voice. It is as close to Mads Mikkelsen as possible. Like it is Thrawn speaking to me from another dimension, from a galaxy far, far away.
See, when I'm reading and I'm reading Thrawn, I'm not picking up Mads Mikkelsen. I'm picking up Jason Isaacs, because Jason Isaacs is who I envisage doing the live action Thrawn when he comes to Star Wars.
Can I like throw a minor wrench in there?
Please. Yeah, sure.
I know who Grand Admiral Thrawn is. Like, I'm A-okay there. I get that. I didn't know there was a Thrawn book series until you just mentioned it right now. And I don't want like all the Star Wars people to like get super mad, because like Star Wars people, like when you don't know something and they know something, they're like,
yeah, how dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? I need that as a GIF. I need her as a GIF to come up on the screen right now to say, how dare you?
Mads will always be Le Chiffre to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was my introduction to that actor, and he is incredible in that role. How could you? I don't know. It's tough.
He's amazing.
He's good at he's good at playing bad guys, because he plays the bad. He plays the bad guy in Witcher, you numpty.
He's the bad guy in everything.
He's the bad guy in The Witcher.
Strange. He's the bad guy in Bond.
What do you mean, which Witcher? He's in both seasons.
Okay, hold on. Can I tell you something? I've been listening to Butcher Burn. My children now have it memorized.
Yeah, no. That's an awesome. It's the
like,
song of the season.
I've got a 6-year-old who's walking around the street singing "Burn, Butcher, Burn," and like it's amazing. It's the happiest thing I've ever done as a father. Right?
Really?
Well,
that's where you're gonna go.
Yeah. That's
okay.
That's where. Okay, he went there. Yeah.
I'm not a great dad.
We were literally in the break talking about The Witcher, and you don't realize that he's in The Witcher. Mads Mikkelsen is in The Witcher.
He's that good. He's that good.
If he's that good, you should remember that he's in The Witcher.
Because he's not Mads Mikkelsen. He's that guy.
See Mads Mikkelsen in Casino Royale? No. This conversation is like, it's like a car that the brakes are out and there's a big turn coming.
And we step on the gas.
Right, okay, we're halfway. Let's you know what? Before I lose my rag with you. Strigable, exactly. Before I lose my rag with you.
6 episodes.
Before I lose my rag with you, we are going to move on to Patreon's questions. We are going to move on to Patreon's choice and Patreon's questions before I lose my rag with you, because you had to look on imdb.com to find out who he played in the show.
He looked familiar.
I'm such a professional. I was born for this.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 questions. If you would like to ask a question and you have the channel points, please feel free to redeem them in the chat. But I'm going to start with the Patreons only questions, and the first one is from Zaz. So I'll go to Thad first, and then Mr. Jigobachi. Do you think the game is orientated more towards PvP or PvE? Was it different before the GAC rework? So 2 parts to that question. So Thad.
Yes.
And
my
do
answer.
you think it was? What was it different before the GAC
So
rework?
okay, so yes and yes. I think that it was more geared towards PvP. Wait, we're saying free to play, or what was the question?
Do you think the game is orientated more towards PvP or PvE? Oh my god!
PvP wholeheartedly. I wish that it was so the rewards I think favor PvP. Right? I think they're trying to build stuff for PvE. I just don't think it's there. So before the change, no.
What about you, Jiggy?
It had a larger PvE section before the GAC changes. After the GAC changes, it became more of a competitive game.
Yeah.
Than PvP. That word to me, I mean, it's a broad strokes, right? I mean, you're playing against an AI that's deciding things, not another player. I mean, another player set the defenses, but you're not actually like, they're not controlling their tunes. You're not, you know what I mean? You're controlling your tunes against an AI. I don't know. It's kind of different than, laning against somebody in League of Legends.
I mean, I would definitely go. I would definitely say that it's gone more PvP since the GAC. I would have said it was pretty even before the rework, because obviously they brought in Conquest, and Conquest is PvE. So I would have put it around about level pegging. But then they reworked Territory Wars, and now they've reworked GAC. So I would definitely say it's more PvP now.
They put the rewards in the PvP stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. I mean, they want you to make you uncomfortable. They want you to make you uncomfortable. They want you to feel bad about yourself, and they want you to click on that crystal thing to put crystals, to convert real life money to crystals. They want you to feel like you're not
Stick
good
it in
enough.
my veins. That's all.
You're not good enough. Spend.
Next question. So
37.
This is from 4 Strong. Can you all sing an excerpt from Bat Out of Hell in honor of Meatloaf?
Hell yes. Wait, Bat Out of Hell? Hold on. Is that one song on that?
Oh no, I can't do this. I'm just telling you right now, I can't do this.
Because it'll be too emotional, or?
I don't know it. I didn't listen to Meatloaf ever.
His name was Robert Paulson.
Sure.
Meatloaf is the guy from Fight Club. And I apologize in advance for swearing, but he's the guy that has bitch tits. Like Robert Paulson. And he shoots himself in the face and is like, they're like, who is he? He's like, my name was Robert Paulson. My name is Robert, or his name was Robert Paulson. I apologize. Nev, should I not have sworn?
I'm not. Here's the thing. While I'm not a fan, I'm like Mr. Gigabachi. While I'm not a fan, I don't know the words. I don't know off by heart the words to any of his songs.
Not out of Bat Out of Hell, but like.
No. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. That's not Bat Out of Hell, though, is it? Wasn't that Bat Out of Hell 2?
It's not.
What an aptly named title to an album, Bat Out of Hell 2.
Because the second one got released.
Yeah, hey, I'm not throwing shade at the guy. I think he was a great singer, songwriter, and an actor, because he did some great movies. Yeah, he did some great movies. He was great in Fight Club.
There was one with him and Samuel L. Jackson called
the 51st State.
No, there was one called Formula 51, Formula 71.
No, it was called the 51st State.
Maybe in Britain.
No, it was called the 51st State. Thaddeus, don't you're doing it again.
I'm doing it again. You're damn right I'm doing it again.
I've put up with this crap from you for years.
You can see the IMDb light up on his face.
Yeah.
I don't have IMDb. I don't have IMDb up.
Formula 51. He plays a guy called the Lizard.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson walks around naked on a golf course.
In the UK. In the UK, the movie was called The 51st State.
Because the United Kingdom is the 51st state.
So he plays Samuel Jackson Schwanz in the movie. The Lizard?
Samuel L. Jackson is a cook. He's a chemist.
He's a chemist,
and he makes
drugs. That he was naked on a golf course.
Well, yeah, because his goal was to own a castle and play golf naked in Scotland, where it all started. And so the whole time he's wearing a kilt and a sweater.
But you said he was naked.
Bags. At the end of the movie, he walks around naked on the golf course. You see,
here's the thing. It's a Brit flick. It's a British-made movie, and you Yanks changed the title to it
because it was the right title.
Okay, we're okay. You know, R.I.P. Meatloaf. Let's move on to the next question because
I would do anything for love. And I won't do that.
Okay, right.
No.
So actually, I've got a question that Mr. Gigabachi can answer here. So Zaz asks, "What's your favorite vegetarian meal?"
Aloo mater. It is a Indian dish that is peas and potatoes with a light curry. It's been my favorite vegetarian dish for the last 30 years. I absolutely love it. It's spicy. Sushi is actually not vegetarian, Ray Rock, but nice try. So that would probably be my favorite.
Fish doesn't count as an animal, right?
I followed the instructions of the questions. It's aloo mater, ALOOMATER.
All right.
Okay, what's yours, Thaddeus?
Steak.
No, favorite vegetarian meal, Thaddeus. Don't.
Yeah, I'm eating a vegetarian.
Oh,
isn't that what the question is?
He's eating a vegetarian. Okay.
Okay.
That wouldn't be a steak. That would be human.
One of these days, I can see this now. Thaddeus and I are going to run into each other like IRL one of these days, and we say, "Let's going to go and have something to eat." And there's going to be a 30-minute conversation for the two of us to try to figure out where there's a menu that we can go to.
Oh yeah. No, so are you a vegetarian? Jay?
Yes.
All right. So I like vegetarian stuff. Like I do. Like I like vegetables, I like fruit, I like smoothies. I like I've never had curry like that I've turned down.
Okay. You saved yourself there from not ridicule, but from me feeling very, very sad.
Yeah, no. I eat everything. That's how I keep my perfect dad bod. Right? This doesn't just happen. This takes legitimate work. Today, I mean, what did I have for dinner? I had what do they call it? The rotisserie. I deboned a rotisserie chicken and I was eating it. It was delicious. But really what I ate for dinner. Sorry, don't throw up, please.
No,
derailing. You are derailing.
I had
answer the question.
I had a loaf of French bread. Like a big freaking loaf. It was delicious.
It sounds delicious. My statement was by volume, not by choice, because to me, I watch the amount of stuff that I eat. Also, it's how I keep my non-dad bod.
You should
whatever.
You should try dad bod. It's wonderful. You get crotchety and angry all the time. Your bones hurt for no reason. You're gassy. Super gassy.
I'm not there yet. I like buying clothes in medium and small. I like that.
Oh, I once fit into a medium shirt as an adult.
Really?
I have a picture of me wearing a medium shirt and I'm like, I look good. But I was cooking steak at the time. And so it clearly didn't last.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Small.
You get, Thaddeus, that we only have a very limited time on the show, don't you? And then I have to go away and do all the editing.
Expand my hours.
I've been doing this for years, man. I'm aware.
Yeah. And one of these days, I'm going to do something not nice. Okay, so my favorite vegetarian mood is zucchini fries. There, see how easy that was. See how easy that was. One sentence, question answered.
Yeah,
we
you
can
didn't
move
tell me
on.
anything about the zucchini fries? I
What
mean,
is zucchini fries?
well, I know. I assume what they're. I bought a stove that has an air fryer, and it hasn't shown up yet. But I cannot wait to fry things with air in this new stove.
Okay, next question. 3 from Zaz again. Mr. Jigabachi, favorite animal?
Favorite animal? Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Thaddeus. In one word or less.
His name was Riley.
Pictures.
There we go. Dog.
Dog.
Okay. Number 4. If you could meet any mythological creature, what would it be and why? Jiggy.
Medusa.
Why?
Well, why? Because I think being turned to stone would be legitimately pretty cool. Because then, like, I could be like put in someone's like front yard as like a sconce or something like that.
Would you strike a pose before she turned you to stone?
Do you even have to seriously ask?
Yeah, he would totally do that.
Well, what would be the
totally
pose? What pose? What pose would you strike if you were going to be
It
stoned?
depends on what type of person's yard it is. I mean,
you don't
if
get
it's
to
like,
choose that.
yes, I do. If I'm being stoned for like a friend of mine, like my friends in Detroit, and they were like wanted an adventurous jig, it would be like, you know what I mean? Or like a helpful parking jig. Or like, like a little Vogue jig, like an Egyptian jig. I can handle that.
Okay.
If I were turned to
I can
stone,
see
it
that.
would always be provocative.
I can understand that. All right, Thaddeus.
Oh my.
Mythological creature and why?
Even though I don't believe that he is mythological, Sasquatch. And I would ask him why and how has he been able to avoid humanity for as long as he has.
Okay, no, that's a legitimate one. Okay,
Sasquatch is some hairy dude named like Alan
Frank.
or something like that lives in Northern Oregon. It's like, dude, fucking stop it.
Yeah. Okay. Mine is actually quite simple. I would simply go with vampire, because I want to be I want to live forever. I'd like to be I would fancy being not just immortal, but a blood-sucking fiend as well at the same time.
So
you would be more like a Tom Cruise Lestat. And
I would not be a Tom Cruise Lestat.
You would be a Tom Cruise Lestat. You would.
No, I would.
Whereas I would be what's his name? Edward? Yeah.
Yes, that is what I would
I'd be a shiny vampire. I mean, the baldness, I'm already shiny. I mean, but I saw a meme today that was like, why are all vampires rich? And then the response was, if you live for hundreds of years and you weren't rich, go out into the sun because you suck at the afterlife. And it's true. Like, that's
really judgmental. There's lots
really
of different
is.
vampires that have difficult investment portfolios and that kind of thing.
I disagree with that amount of time. Right? With that amount of time.
Time doesn't make you good at things. You know what I mean?
But can't vampires like trick people to doing stuff? Like hypnosis and whatnot? You could totally get things.
No, you see, I would go. See, if it was me personally, I would go with the angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
So the vampire
dark,
with a soul.
Mysterious. Yeah, exactly. Vampire with a soul.
I couldn't be a vampire. I'm too pretentious. I would give vampiring a bad name. I'm persnickety. I don't like things. I don't like water on my hands. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this. And so for me, like being a vampire would be like the worst thing ever, because I would just like oh my God, another pretentious vampire. I'm out of here. I'm not going to this party.
Okay, last question before we shut down. 5, you have to live in a North Pole science station, John Carpenter style. You are allowed 3 things to take with you. What do you choose? Water, food, and electricity are already supplied.
Oh, perfect. Good answer. Are they unlimited?
What do you mean, are they unlimited? Is what unlimited?
Well, like if nothing bad happens, is the water, food, and electricity going to continue?
Of course it's going to continue. Why would it bloody not continue? Oh my God, you just make these questions so awkward, Thaddeus. Of course it can. You're in the bloody North Pole. What on earth makes you think you're going to run out of water anytime soon?
You said John Carpenter style. I've seen John Carpenter movies. I would say the mech suit from Aliens.
Okay. So you're going down the comedic route.
Excuse me, that's not a mech suit. It's a power loader.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Power loader. R2D2 from episode 2. I feel like he was the best R2. And I need a sidekick of some kind. Carl Weathers.
What 3 things would you take with you to the North Pole? That Jiggy.
I would take the LP Brian Eno's Music for Airports Volume 1, my favorite album of all time. I would take Sigourney Weaver from Aliens.
That's just smart.
Not a power loader.
So you wouldn't take the suit that she has, you take her.
Yeah, right? That's what we're doing, right?
She's a survivor. I mean, it's...
And if you're going to take R2, then I'll take Jyn Erso.
See, I would see
for me have a lot more fun than I would.
For me, it's much easier and much more simpler. Okay, because if it's John Carpenter style, you're gonna die anyway. All right. So I would take my tablet with me with all my scanned comic books on, so that I've got plenty to read. I would take my little handhold console, my little retro gaming handhold console, so that I can keep myself entertained when I don't want to read. And I would take a Sig Sauer. Because there's no way I'm going to be turned into an alien or, destroyed by some being or, boom. There, that's it. Sod it. You're not converting me to squat diddly, mate. I'm taking the easy route out.
Are you kidding me? If they converted me to anything, I would mess up the situation. There's no way that they'd convert me to whatever.
You wouldn't be you anymore. If it was an alien that absorbed you, you wouldn't be you anymore. You'd be dead anyway, but in a really, really nasty, painful way. Because I watched the prequel that they did, and it looked pretty painful being absorbed. So yeah, so I would empty the clip into whatever it was that was trying to kill me, and I would save one for myself.
You know what's really humorous about this whole dialogue? The things that we love are not aligned. You're like bringing dudes and a like mechanical power loader, and you're like, I want to be by myself. And I'm like, where's the girls?
I just feel like Carl Weathers could give me like acting lessons, and he could teach me how to make a stew, and R2 would just like, I don't know, mess something up and be like crotchety old man that he is, and me running around in a power loader seems like fun,
I'm not going to describe in great detail. I'll leave your love for audiobooks to do that. But, it's pretty cold up there.
Yeah.
Huddle together for warmth a little bit. Time always wins. That kind of thing.
Win.
It does win, doesn't it?
Well,
it does.
We've come to the end of our show. As usual, I have to cut Thaddeus off at the knees, because if I don't, I'll be sat here forever editing this show. And I already have to do a lot of editing because of various different fat-fingered misclicks on the hotkeys earlier on in the show. So, Mr. Gigabachi, where can people find you, and what are you up to this week?
I will be doing my normal thing, which is totally random stuff. I play games on the internet on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/thing, Mr. Gigabachi. I am there all the time, and I'm always playing fun stuff and goofing off. I usually go live at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So in your workday, when you're bored and you want to laugh, I will be there.
Excellent. And Thaddeus, what have you got? What have you got this week?
So I'm over on YouTube tomorrow. I'm going to be doing tomorrow morning. I'll be doing my GAC. I'm going for an anti-wooden spoon this time around. Jay, thank you. So
did you win round one?
No, I lost by two banners. That's it.
I went out to the kitchen and brought you a wooden spoon just to be here tonight.
2 banners, and I think I'm going to lose this next one too, but we'll see. And then I've been wanting to put together. I've come up with. Run DMV and I have come up with a Star Wars Rebels musical called Phoenix Rising. I'm going to put together a story for it.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Glad to hear. So thank you very much to everybody out there in Twitch and YouTube land and Spotify and all the other platforms. You've been wonderful. Thanks for listening. Thaddeus.
What?
Would you like
Push
to,
the
would
button,
you like
Nev.
to tell me? Don't
Push
mind
the
if I
button.
do.
Wait.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Boo Boo, sit. Good dog.